Right, so we're 23 hours into a fast. My last meal was at 11:30 yesterday, and the plan for today is going to be eat one meal, and it'll be at 11:30 today. So that's a 24-hour fast. So it's going to be a very simple kind of setup today. I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm just going to get a nice long walk in, exposure to the sun. The weather's really good at the moment. But the meal is just going to be 500 grams of ground beef, roughly 10 grams of beef liver, 10 grams of beef heart, probably 3 raw egg yolks, and cook it in tallow. So I have a small section of that as raw. So the heart and liver I'm going to eat raw, and the beef mince I'll have 125 grams raw, and then the rest I'll cook. So very simple day. And when I'm trying to cut, I have to be very mindful to not increase exercise. I like going to the gym. I enjoy spending time in the gym, and I like training. But it's not going to help you cut, and it doesn't help me. I end up just overcompensating. It makes me more hungry, and it's not beneficial. So today's plan, one meal a day. I've had a good fasting window from yesterday, 24-hour fast. I'll probably do the same again tomorrow. So I think the total calories are around 1,600. So the combination of a calorie deficit and a decent fasting window are just going to get you in that fat burning state, and you're going to lose weight. It's inevitable. So it's a very simple setup. And I've just been thinking about autophagy recently, and there are kind of 2 points I want to talk about. One is what autophagy is and just knowing about it. And then the other part is being mindful of the things you're implementing, because you can put stuff into practice, have the complete wrong mindset, and they don't seem to be beneficial. My dog was eating glass, that's probably not ideal. So autophagy is when your body starts consuming its own cells for energy. So if you imagine you've got your kitchen, you've got a fridge full of food, so a fruit bowl on the side, a cupboard, and your freezer. Now you're going to start by eating the food you like. So you go in the fridge and you get the food you like. But in your cupboard, you've got like that tin of beans right at the back that you haven't done anything with for years, and it's probably going out of date. If you were starving and you didn't have anything in the fridge, you didn't have anything in the fruit bowl, you would eat that tin of beans. So it's like the last resort, but you're going to end up using it. And it's the same, and like the freezer. You might use the stuff, you've got chicken in the freezer and you use that regularly, but down the bottom there's a ready meal that looks a bit rough, and you probably wouldn't eat it unless you were starving. And every now and then you go through your cupboards and you clear it out. And there's stuff that's out of date, not ideal. But in a survival situation, you would eat that food. And the body's the same. So all the time you're providing it with more food, you eat breakfast, you eat lunch, you eat dinner every single day, maybe you might eat too much. It can actually store some food away. It can put stuff in the cupboards. But autophagy is when you force your body to use that sketchy tin of beans out the back of the cupboard. And it's magic. It is literally, it's like a miracle, right? So if you can get yourself into autophagy, and I would recommend, there's this really good app called Fastic, and you can use this for free. And you set the time when you eat your last meal, and it's used for intermittent fasting, but I just like, it's got a lot of good information. If you start your fast, it will show you round like a clock. Well, it's not a clock, but it's like a timeline of what's happening at certain times. So it will say blood sugar spikes. Now, if you're eating a carnivore diet, I don't think that's the case because you're not eating carbs. But it will tell you what's going on. Blood sugar spikes, then it levels out, then you enter ketosis, then you enter autophagy. So I'd recommend checking that out. It's called Fastic. And around the 14 to 16 hour mark, you enter autophagy. So your body doesn't have any food in its system. There's no food running around your bloodstream. You've depleted all of the glycogen stores, and now you're using your own cells for fuel. So the first thing it's going to go to is fat cells, so you have fat stored. But if you learn about autophagy, so auto means self and phagy means eating, so it's your body eating itself. That's like the Greek root of the word. And it's just very interesting because if you're mindful of this, you can trigger this after about 14 hours of not eating anything. And that's how you burn fat. But also, your body repairs damaged cells. So if you think of a cancer cell, like a tumour is a large growth of cells. So there's quite a lot of energy in that, and it's dysfunctional, so your body doesn't want to have a tumour in it. If you fast, and you deplete all these stores and you deplete your fat stores, your body starts looking for energy. And this is how you get younger, this is how you anti-age. Because any damage, those cells contain energy in them. And if they're damaged cells, your body doesn't need them anyway. But all the time you keep giving your body more fuel, why would it deal with that? It's like the tin of beans at the back of the cupboard is out of date. So that's damage. That's actually a broken thing. Having that in your cupboard isn't benefiting you. It's taking up space. You can't put more food in. But you never deal with it because you've always got more food in the fridge. And when you run out of food and you think, oh damn, I need to sort this cupboards out, and you bin it or eat it or whatever, it's quite liberating. It feels quite good to know that you've sorted that out. Those tin of beans aren't in the cupboard anymore. And the same is true for the body. If you've got a tumour, that is a broken thing. Your body doesn't want to have that. Get yourself into autophagy and it starts dealing with it. It's like, okay, well, we need to get energy from somewhere. We don't have any fat. We don't have any food or glycogen in the muscles. So what about this tumour? We could probably eat that. And that's what happens. Your body goes into misfolded proteins, broken cells, and starts using them for energy. And a tumour has accumulated energy. I think sugar has a lot to do with growing tumours as well. So you've accumulated all this energy in the form of a tumour. There's no need to use it or deal with it because you're getting more food. But if you stop doing that, so you can literally reduce a lot of problems in the body. And so that's the first point. That's what autophagy is. And it's basically magic. It's amazing. If you're overweight, you've got too many tins of beans in the cupboard going out of date, and you need to start using them. And the way you do it is to get into ketosis and then autophagy. So it's magic. So just knowing about autophagy is good. Then the second part is information is one thing, and then implementation is like the other half of it. So you've actually got to do the thing. But when you're doing the thing, it's good to be mindful. I've noticed all of the top successful people, whether it's Paul Saladino or whoever online that I watch that are successful with the carnivore diet and just with fitness in general, they always speak to themselves and brainwash themselves in a way that kind of reaffirms the thing. So I've known about autophagy for a while, but sometimes I'll do a 24-hour fast and not be very mindful of it. But this time I've done the fast, and at about the 14-hour mark, you start thinking to yourself, my body's literally getting younger. It's eating cells that are dysfunctional. It's eating stored body fat. This is so beneficial. And you brainwash yourself, but you've got to be mindful because you can mindlessly do a fast. And although you'd think, well, your body's going through the same thing, the results are going to be the same. I don't think that's true. I think the more mindful you are, the more impact it's going to have. And it actually helps you because you can tarnish a good thing with a bad mindset. So say you're fasting, like I actually feel really good at the moment on a 24-hour fast, but I've done them before when I was kind of coming off of sugar and I felt terrible. And if you reaffirm that, oh, I'm really hungry, I can't wait to finish my fast, you can kind of tarnish it, and then off the back of the fast you'll probably binge eat sugar again. So it's good if you're implementing something, it doesn't really matter what it is. Say you're drinking more water, and I do this actually with hydration. Every day I drink at least 3 litres of water, and whenever I'm drinking it, I'm saying to myself, the human body's like 70% water, muscle tissue is 70% water. The fact that I'm hydrating, I'm drinking this much water is so beneficial. If I want to build muscle, well, it's going straight into the cells. You're brainwashing yourself with the correct information. And you can do this mindfully when you eat your food as well. So when I eat beef liver. I've done so much research that says that liver is nutrient dense, it's got so many nutrients in it. I'm eating it, looking at it like, this is so nutrient dense, so beneficial. So I don't know what your plan is for August, I don't know what your goals are, but if you're trying to lose weight or heal certain things or just anti-age, try and look a little bit younger, improve your skin, look into autophagy, do your research, and then really think about it like it's magic that we have this ability to recycle damaged cells in the body. So it could be issues, could be damage, but you have to get into the state of autophagy, and the way you do that is by not eating. And it makes perfect sense. If you're giving the body loads of fuel, it's not going to look at these other options. Take the fuel away and then it starts healing. So it's basically a miracle, it's magic, and you can use it to your benefit. So if you are using it, do it mindfully, because some people fast. I was a bit like this in the beginning. I was like, I just want to lose weight, I have to fast, I like eating, so this isn't going to be enjoyable. And then you kind of ruin the fast with a poor mindset. So yeah, that's the plan for today. One meal, and I'm kind of framing it that August, it's like autophagy August. So you can think about it, if you're trying to cut, that's going to be over a sustained period of time. Maybe it's your August goal to lose a certain weight, but think about autophagy. It's worth doing your research. So leave a comment down below with what your goals are for August, and let me know what your experience with autophagy and fasting is. Have a good day. Speak to you tomorrow.